Oh, Sam might be in. Okay, I'm getting an invite to a native class.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit later than scheduled, But it's time for the Tuatara Championship. Welcome in. It's the second half of the season, TK. And we're at Monza. How do you feel about that?
I'll tell you what, there's not a better place that I'd want to be to kick off the second half of the season right here. The Temple of Speed, the home of Grand Prix racing. And it's going to be a great one.
It is indeed. And of course, they're about full throttle, about over 80% of the track as well. So fuel is going to be a big factor in this one as well. Just a quick notification just to let everyone know that's watching. As you probably know, the updates were not how we expected. So unfortunately for today, we do have to run equal cars. Not only that as well, the reason why we're late, PlayStation have been having some issues with servers as well. So it's a bit of a tough one tonight, wasn't it, to get going?
Well, I'll tell you what, the thing that's going to really come into factor tonight is it's not going to be guaranteed pit boxes.
No, exactly.
We're in player cars, it'll be random teammates, and this could really spice up the pit strategy for a few of our drivers.
It will indeed. It definitely will. But I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully we don't get any issues. But I'm not going to hold my breath on that one, TK, as we're still waiting in this session for qualifying to get going. Qualifying is underway as it stands. Now remember, Carlson is leading the championship as it stands, so bear with us today because it will take a while to understand who's in what car, to be honest with you. But we have asked the drivers to do the best they can when it comes to doing their livery for what sort of car they're in. So we'll see what special liveries are out there today, TK.
Well, speaking of special liveries, we have some of the actual in real life special liveries. I've seen the Alfa Romeo one, I've seen a couple of the Williams ones, but I'm actually quite trying to see how creative some of our drivers have become.
It is indeed. It will be. Okay, so here we go then. We have got our first drivers out on track for qualifying, and the second half of the season, there's a lot of guys out there to impress. Sam picking up a P2 last week, and he'll be looking to do well as well, and he's not messing about today. He's first out on the track.
Yeah, he's really confident after last week. He almost didn't get into the server just a few moments ago, but he'll be fired up, ready to go around this beautiful Monza circuit.
It is indeed, and he's done the best he can to replicate a Mercedes livery here. I don't think he's done a bad job. What do you think?
I quite like it. I really like what some of the drivers have done. I know the two Mercedes drivers were talking earlier about whether they were going to go silver Mercedes or black Mercedes, and they did decide on the black Mercedes, and I'd have to say it looks beautiful. It
does indeed. So it's Sam and Carlson in the Mercedes, and it'll be Sam to take us round on the first hot lap here. TK, take it away.
Oh, you sprung that on me. As they come round the parabolica, the DRS wing opens on this faux Mercedes, heading down into turn 1 and 2. A short chicane, of course, in quite a notable overtaking spot as they come down to the braking zone, heavy on the brakes. Into the right-hander, navigates that really well to Sam, and immediately heads towards the Curva Grande, or the big curve as it's known in English. Round the right-hander he goes, sticking right to that right-hand side, does well to navigate that. He's got a bit of traffic in front of him that will have to move out the way as he heads down into the first proper chicane of this track. Navigates that well, avoids the gravel trap on his left-hand side as we head into Lesmos 1 and 2. Two 90-degree right-handers on this track, almost full throttle for both of them, but it can unsettle the car really easily. Gets the DRS wing wide open. He's got a McLaren in front of him that really has to be careful and let this Mercedes pass and not impede him too much.
But he's got to get the slipstream from him as well. At the same time, in that dirty air, he's getting the slipstream. He's got to get it all the way down here as well, and it's not a bad time to get it there, is it, TK?
No, it's a good place to get the slipstream, but the dirty air goes through a scar. He would have unsettled the car a little bit. I don't know whether that's actually going to pay off as much as we'd hope. Rounding Parabolica then, the famous final turn of this Monza circuit is going to be coming across the line. DRS will open one more time, and what will it be for this lap? It's a 1:19.2.
So there is your provisional pole, the first one coming in. Slapbus not quite beating that with a 1:13.9. We got Icebreaker as well, who is coming on a hot lap, and look at that. I'm guessing, look at the Alfa Romeo special livery, look. Beautiful. Icebreak then coming across the line. TG Christen gets in the 118s, but what is it going to be for Icebreak? Icebreak, a 1:18.9, and we're straight in the 118s here tonight.
Yeah, I reckon we'll almost be in the low 118s here, especially with a bit of track development. Bear in mind, there's a few. Obviously, the cars will be a little bit slower than we're used to with the normal cars. I think that's something to do with the player cars. They seem to be a little bit heavier in terms of multiplayer racing. Not quite sure what's going on with that, but just worth bearing in mind we won't see time trial speeds here around Monza.
No, we won't. Unfortunately, we've had to adapt, overcome and adapt, but that's the way we work, you know, to put on a show for you guys tonight. And that's an invalidation there for F1 Lewis. Taking a look at F1 Alex, he's done a great job there at trying to replicate the Ferrari, and he's just not happy with that lap at all. He's going straight in. Oyster in the other Alfa Romeo, check him out, considering these world cars. He's paid for that one, hasn't he? That's a professional livery, that, isn't it? He's not done that himself, surely to God.
No, you can unlock some of the special liveries through the game. So I love to see that both Alfa Romeos have actually got both cars running for this. I think there's a Mercedes out there as well. I know there's a Williams car if I can find it eventually.
Oh, fair enough. Nathan Clark in the chat, yet to get into qualifying now. He needs to hurry up because there's only...
Yeah, Death Peacock has the special Williams livery from the British Grand Prix.
Oh, let's have a little look-see. Oh, special livery for Death Peacock then. So some of these drivers are actually running the actual liveries. Look at that, the British livery for the Williams at Monza for Death Peacock. And he is on a charge as well in the last sector. Or is he coming in? You think he might be coming in here. But a 1:18.8 is your provisional pole at the minute. Half of the grid still yet to set a lap time.
I'm trying to figure out who I see he was driving for. He's got a lime green car.
Oh, I don't know.
Who is he driving for?
I don't know, but I know F1 Lewis has done a great job of replicating the McLaren. But look at this. You've got two drivers there. And the Aston Martin of we don't know who.
Oh, he's apparently an Aston Martin, so I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, well, we'll let him go with that one. This is going to be quite difficult, isn't it? Trying to figure out what cars these guys are in.
I need more than two screens at this moment in time.
It is indeed. But, so last year's world champion is in the Williams instead of Matthew Caruana today. He unfortunately couldn't commit to a full-time seat, and he is a reserve for today. In the Williams car is Segedal. He's changed his name from Wolfhawk, as you will remember him from last year's championship. He is out there on the Williams car, 1:19 at the minute, but we know he has got class and speed. So expect that lap time to go down for him for sure.
That has just reminded me, actually, Death Peacock is in the Williams, but he doesn't drive for Williams.
Oyster crosses the line, sorry, it's a 1:19.4. So only two drivers at the minute in the 1:18s, and it's a high 1:18s is that. But like I said, we are going to get track evolution, so we'll see how that ends up with 10 minutes left of this session.
Yeah, there's a lot of drivers out on track. It's a short track as well. I'm keeping an eye on Gagley, who's out on a hot lap at the moment. And actually, what I must say, it's a really well replicated Alpine car as he heads into the Lesmos about midway through this track.
I love the guys' efforts here tonight to try and replicate the actual real Formula One team cars that they're racing in. But
they put a lot of effort.
They have. That's fair play to them. You know, fair play. That's a great effort to try and get the closest they can get to. Not only the practice that they put in, but they're now trying to get to replicate the best they can. Oh, and I tell you what, he did replicate that manoeuvre very well. That's all did Gagley. So he's going to have to reset himself and go again.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to say something slightly controversial. You wouldn't see this in PSGL now, would you?
No, you damn wouldn't. But look at this. Carlson, look at that. He almost looks like a Mercedes. It's fantastic. And of course, he goes provisional pole with a 1:18.7. That's why he's our championship leader at the minute. And he is the man to beat out there, isn't he, TK?
He definitely is. His speed has been unmatched this season. Consistency as well. I mean, if we ignore Austria, of course, and he's been the man to beat so far.
I am absolutely gobsmacked with how much that looks like a Mercedes car. It's fantastic.
Him and I can't remember who it is. Him and Carlson
Sam.
And whoever Sam. That's
it.
They
did a great job. Look at them both.
Yeah, they were chatting all in their Mercedes team chat. They were coordinating between the two of them as well. It's so well done between the two of them.
Well done, mate. Well done to both of them. Because they're both the same as well, look. They've both got the same livery. It's brilliant. Fantastic stuff on them too. But Sam's got to get a move on. He's got to get a move on. A 1:18.8 for Sam. Sorry, I say that. He's just put in a great lap time. 1:18.858 for Sam, currently on the second row of the grid. A lot of drivers out and about at the minute, still waiting for Nathan Clark to join this server. I don't know where he is, but he's got to get going. And of course, F1 Lewis, still not yet to set a lap time. Now is Mansu. Riding on board with Mansu now. He's on a hot lap. He's got yellow flags around him. He's got cars in front of him. Will that affect his lap time here? He's got to put a good banker lap here. And what is it going to be? He's got a little bit of a slipstream coming into the last turn here at this amazing Monza circuit. It's the festival. It's the speed of festival of speed, really. Can't get any words out. What is it going to be for Mansu? It's a 1:19.1, and it's a great banker lap for him. He's up in the top 10.
Yeah, good luck by him. I like Expo. He's got the McLaren triple crown livery on. That's a mouthful to say. And he is really rocking as well. Currently up in P8.
Yes, Expo. Fair play on that special livery.
I really like that one. It's actually one of my favourite liveries of this season so far.
It is nice.
Yeah. McLaren have come out with some fantastic special liveries over the past couple of years.
F1 Alex still struggling to put a half decent lap time together. He's invalidated that one as well. He's in the
Chris
Ferrari
has just
car.
gone fastest though.
And TGT Chris have got an answer for Carlson. And by gosh, he's got an answer. A 1:18.577 is our pole position at the minute. By a couple of attempts. Not a bad showing there from Chris, the Welshman.
Yeah, he pulled that a little bit out of the bag, a little bit unexpected, and definitely didn't see that coming from him.
And I think Segedor Wolf, aka Wolfhawk, is getting a taster for what this year's championship's all about. Last year's winner, and he's got himself a race on his hands here. I hope he didn't think it was going to be nice and easy coming in here today, because he's definitely got a race on his hands. Round 2 of the season 2 of the Tuatara Championship, and it's a different ball game, isn't it, TK?
Yeah, it definitely is. There's so much going on. Oh, big crash between Icebreaker Nick and Death Peacock there, coming around Parabolica.
Oh dear, oh dear. You don't want to be doing that in qualifying. And Death Peacock then is out of qualifying along with Mansu. F1 Lewis in the pits at the minute, the only one out on track, not to set a lap time. Can we see if we can get Nathan Clark in?
He's not appearing online at the moment.
He's running out of time.
He is. I am checking periodically whether he appears online. Do not worry.
Oh, waiting for F1 Lewis to get his arse into gear here and get out on track. 5 minutes left of the session.
Mansu has just come into our press box. He said he tried to give slipstream to Nick and then forgot Parabolica was there, and he's just gone straight on into the wall.
That's what you get for helping a teammate out, right?
It's not even his teammate.
Oh wow, brilliant!
Different team.
Ferrari
helping Alfa Romeo.
Very wobbly there. Just about keeps it together, does Segedor. And at the minute, he's struggling to get into the 1:18s. Is our last year's champion, and he's got one more throw of the dice here. He's going to come in, change those tyres. But if anyone could do it, it will be him. It's last year's champion, Segedor, currently in 8th place. But he's got a long way to go here. Who am I shocked with at the minute? Gagley, a 1:19.3. I believe he could do a little bit better. F1 Alex struggling out there at the minute, currently in the pits. And let's see if he can improve. I'm on invites, please. Right, there you go. Invite him. You've got to appear online, Nathan, mate, for it to work.
Hold on. Oh, he might be. I'll just look now.
Right, who have we got out here setting a lap time? Sam's gone for another run here. Let's ride on board with the other Mercedes driver. He's chucking it in there. Ooh, chucked it in a bit too much, and I think that he's going to have to back out of that one and go again, I think. Yeah, he's definitely backed out of it. Very difficult chicane that, isn't it, TK?
It really can be. I should have sent Nathan an invite. He should have got that.
So Carlson then, currently down in third. I see you, puts together a fantastic lap, and he's a 1:18.6. Carlson then has got to get in and out very quick. We're going to see a lot of cars on track, and it's going to be, well, every qualifying session we've had this season, it all comes down to the last seconds, the last wire. It's always the case here because we're split by minute seconds, a little bit like what Singapore was at the weekend. That's what the Tuatara champion's like, and it can't get any more exciting than this, can it, TK?
No, it's so close between everybody. We saw this even last week during qualifying. It's just so close between everybody. You can't split them with a hair.
Well, the top 13 at the minute spread by 9/10 of a second. That's the top 13 spread by 9/10 of a second. And when you want to go even closer, the top 7, half a second. The top 7 split by half a second. That's literally what? Half a car?
Probably not even that in terms of race pace. So
fantastic, absolute fantastic stuff. And that just goes to show how much they need to be on the ball. Like every single apex, the accelerating point, when to clip that accelerator, when to brake, everything around this track has to be spot on, because we are talking thousands of a second to whether or not you're going to be in the top 10 or starting at the back. It's that close. Talking a close slap bus then coming round. It's a 1:19 dead for him, puts him up into 7th place, but believe it or not, he's still 4/10 off the lead. Crazy, you crazy girl. Right on board with Ryan Chiv. Z92, 1 second off the pace at the minute. Let's have a little look to see what his sector 2 times are looking like. He's should manage to improve here, and he is. He's a 10th up on his time as he comes through. Oh, no! Oh, no! And that's his qualifying over. Z92 gets it all wrong through there. And he was up as well on his time. But unfortunate for him, that will be his qualifying over. He's got to do it all in the race.
Yeah, he's just got to be careful as well.
Right, we've got pretty much every single driver on the track. Let's ride on board with Jay Field. He's on a hot lap now, currently in 17th place, 1.3 seconds off pole position. So he needs to improve by a massive amount, does Jay Field. And he's already 2/10 up on his time, but he's got to get this chicane right. This is where you can lose a lot of time, but that was as smooth as you like there through there.
Yeah, it's very well done for him. He's just got to get the final few bits here correct. I'll say the final few bits as he's heading through Ledmo, isn't he?
He is indeed. DRS wide open. He's going to find out his sector 2 times. A little bit scrapped there on that last 90-degree turn. What's this chicane called? What's the S-bend called? Oh, he's invalidated! Ascari, he's invalidated through Ascari! And oh, just like that, Jay Field has bottled it, but does he have enough fuel to go again? I think he might. Segundo just starting his hot lap as well. Sam's coming round again as well. He's just up on his time through sector 1. And the times are going to be coming thick and fast. Every single driver out on track at the minute. Bar slap bus is on a flyer. A little bit of a wobble there from Sam, but we're going to ride on board with Carlson here, currently in 3rd place, going through sector 2. He is your championship leader at the minute, currently on the 2nd row of the grid. Can he take pole here? He's taken pole for almost every race, hasn't he? But can he be knocked off the top spot today?
I think he might just be able to do it if he keeps it consistent. True Ascari.
Oh, it's very brave through there. And he's got one more turn to negate, as well as a Formula 1 car, which looks like he's going on to the racing line. Get the bloody out of the way! And he does, just in the nick of time. But Carlson comes round the last bend. He's in third at the minute. Is he going to improve? Is he going to put it on pole? He doesn't. He is not going to be on pole today. This is crazy stuff. You got Expo coming round. Will he improve? He does not improve. I see you. I see you. He's in the final sector as well. He's not improved. Chris looks like he's going to get it. He does improve to 1:18.5, and that could have secured pole position as Ice Break comes around the last turn and bottles it as well. And ladies and gentlemen, the only person we got left to come round is Jay Field. What is he going to get here? And he puts him into 13th place. Ladies and gentlemen, qualifying is complete. Wow. Carlson not getting the pole out there today.
No, he's unexpectedly having to take a second row start here in Monza. But we always say Monza does produce some weird anomaly results sometimes.
Wow, well, what do you think of that qualifying, ladies and gentlemen? The top 14 are covered by 7 temps. Holy moly. Take a bow, guys. Take a bow. That's how much these guys put effort in every day, practicing for this week. I mean, it's just great to see, isn't it, TK?
Yeah, really shows that their practice is going into the effort they put in qualifying. The race is going to be even better as well. We do have one grid penalty. I'm just trying to how far forward I was leaning there. Icebreaker Nick takes a 5-second grid penalty. I believe it was for blocking.
I wonder if that was. I wonder if that was for giving the slipstream, bashing into each other.
I don't know. I didn't see what it was. He asked if there was a session restart. I was like, "What would that be for?" He was like, "I got a worthy penalty." So we'll see.
Well, so far so good. Like I said, tonight we've had some issues with PlayStation servers. We've had issues with EA updates with the fact that the cars are not equal. So we've had to go Formula 1 World Cars, and the guys have done a great effort trying to replicate the real
I'll tell you what,
team cars.
Looking down that pit grid from this image we've got here, you almost wouldn't be able to tell we're in player cars. Look at all the front wings.
I know. Let's have a quick look, shall we? Look at the front wings, all colour-coded, look at them. They've done a great job. Love it.
So you've got what? Alpine, Aston Martin, Alfa Romeo, I can't tell, that's Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, probably a Haas.
That'll be Haas, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you've got the lime green one further down, but most of them are really accurate.
And of course, some of them have got the special liveries that they've got from the store. So no, they've done a good job. I like it. I can tell there's an Alpine at the back, that's for sure. Anyway, here we go then, around for the warm-up lap here. Qualifying is done now. We've got 27 laps around this circuit. 20 drivers on track. We have not had a race yet this season without a full grid. Fantastic from everyone.
Yeah, really great attendance from especially the reserves who are there on standby at thelastminute.com. And they're just there to fill in the gaps when and if needed. I'll run you through the little corners. They've just gone through Curva Grande, up to this chicane, which you asked the name of. It's the Della Roggia chicane. Into Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2, the two right-handers. Don't think he's even here listening to this, but we'll keep going.
I'm listening.
Okay. So yeah, round Lesmo 2 we go. To get the DRS open, the little kink to the left is Sarah. I can't even pronounce this. Seraglio? I probably pronounced that wrong. Italians are going to hate me in a minute. We run down to the famous Ascari.
You're British, they hate you anyway.
Through Ascari we go. And then finally the run down to the Curva Parabolica. Probably one of the most famous turns in motor racing.
So the one guy that's out of position here is Nathan Clark. He's unfortunately missed qualifying, so he's going to have to try and get through the grid. But this is, it's going to be interesting. Turn 1 and 2 is very famous here on this game for being absolute carnage. So I'm really hopeful that with it being the Tuatara Championship, that everyone understands the importance of getting this right. But I will not hold my breath. Will you?
No, we'll see what happens. Gagley has just stormed through the field and parked up early by the look of things.
He wants to get going.
He's eager. But yeah, like you said, Town 102 has quite a well-known image, especially in open lobbies, for causing absolute chaos here.
Well, here we go then. It's the second half of this season of the Tuatara Championship. We've got all the cars lined up here. They're ready to get going. TTG Chris is your pole sitter, and he's going to get underway on those hard compound tyres. He's got to really defend against I See You. We've got 3, we've got 4, we've got 5 lights here at Monza. It's 5 red lights, and away we go, and all of them get away pretty nicely. We're going down to the first turn, and what a start from I See You, and gets into P1 straight away. Everyone's up in the slipstream, and now we've got to get through turn 1 and 2 without any problems. It looks pretty nice, and have you seen anything like this before? Every single driver gets through with no problems. That is the Tuatara Championship, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll tell you what, I don't know how they managed to get 20 cars through those 2 turns on the start of the race as clean as they just did. Really great driving, respectful from everybody, and they know that it's all more about than just turn 1.
Absolute fantastic stuff then. I see you. He gets an incredible start, and he's already pulling away on those medium compound tyres. We've got a few changes there. TTG Chris has had a really bad start, down into 6th place, lost 5 positions.
Yeah, he don't quite know what's happened to him there. He's just dropped a few positions off the start, but then starts have never been his greatest point here in the Tuatara Championship.
No, not at all. And I tell you what, look at that. Gagley going to the inside as the Ferrari goes a little bit loose through Ascari, and he gets that position up into 8th place. And it looks like we've got 3 cars wide here. And look at that there, the Williams driver of Wolfhawk, last year's champion, is making inroads as well. Wow, that was close to the rear diffuser. And he's going to make a move here, isn't he? He's looking very, very punchy at the start of this race.
Yeah, he's making moves with a guy that's on a softer compound tyre than he is. He qualified in P12. I was expecting better from him. But yeah, he's really making moves and waves up this grid. He's already on a pounce of P9 here.
Okay, so we're under lap 2 then of 27. And so far, so good for all these drivers. F1 Lewis is fighting alongside Wolfhawk at the minute. Few little taps of the wheel there just to let him know he's there. But Segadal up into 10th place.
I'll tell you who hasn't had a great start, man.
Oh, Segadal! Segadal's absolutely missed his braking point, and he's wiped out Ice Break or Death Peacock, one of them. That was crazy. Got his braking point completely wrong. And wow, Death Peacock got the brunt of that.
Yeah, he's just absolutely misjudged his brakings, and they've gone into the back of the car in front of him. And that's actually ruined someone else's race rather than his.
The leader, I see you, gets very wobbly out of Ascari. But luckily, he was quite a fair way in front. God, that was a bit of a squeaky bum moment from him there.
Yeah, that second advantage that he had over the rest of the field has really come to kind of save him a little bit, as he now looks to bounce back on Carlson as we start lap 3.
Sam's doing a great job in 4th place in the Mercedes car, having a little look to the outside. Now, you've got to be very careful with this. It's such a long straight. You've got to brake so much earlier than the cars in front. You know, that slipstream, the DRS and ERS available this lap. It really does. You do have to adjust your braking points.
Yeah, it really catches out a lot of drivers. We've seen it in real life F1 having to take the runoff road. And I reckon we'll see a few drivers having to do that tonight as well.
Yep, so currently all the drivers pretty damn close together at the minute. Big pack forming. Gagley just slightly out of the DRS zone. As I say that, he's just got back into the Expo. So everyone else is in the DRS zone, down to 10th place. Nathan Clark started 20th. He's up in the top 10, TK.
I'll tell you what, it's a really great drive for him. He's managed just to avoid incidents. And actually, I see he's just got past for the lead. We'll come back to that.
He has indeed. So here we go. Carlson then couldn't get it on pole today. He started 3rd on the grid, but he's now in P2 and he's hunting down. I see you. And the DRS has been so powerful here. I think we're going to see these guys chopping and changing throughout the course of this race.
Yeah, these front, probably 5 or 6, are going to be so close together. DRS can be very powerful, but I have a feeling it's going to be a bit like a bike race. The guy at the front is going to be so vulnerable.
He is, and you can see that right now. He's lost 1 as he lost 2. Under braking, one of them's going to go around the outside there to go into turn 1 and 2. It's side by side, and they just about keep it together. Slight touches, and they're still side by side. Oh my days! How they both go through there without taking each other out. Wow! That was great car control from both of them two.
Yeah, really great driving. You can't say that he didn't see you in that lime green car as he was right alongside. He's being tapped.
Oh! Oh dear! What's happened there?
There was contact between him and I believe Sam. It looked like Mercedes tapping him. That caused the car to get uneven, and I see he just ended up in the gravel on the left-hand side of the turn there.
Ooh, it's such a fast track, this. A little tiny mistake could be so costly for cars around you. And it just showed that. I see you had a great start to this race. Down in 12th though, but he's still in this race. He does have an opportunity to get back.
Tell you what, who's making waves? Andre, the reserve who's come in, currently finds himself in P2.
Andre, what a drive from him so far. The reserve driver. I believe he had a great drive last week as well, but unfortunately then DNF midway through the race. But he showed great pace, and he's sticking with our championship leader at the minute.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll be able to keep that consistency a little bit better here in Monza. Like we said, he's had the good pace. It's whether he can keep it consistent for the 23
F1 Lewis
laps
looks like he's going to try and make a move on Gagley, under braking into turn 1 and 2. They go side by side, but unfortunately for Gagley, he gets that move done under braking. And look at F1 Lewis, he's absolutely flying out there. He's on the back of TGD Chris after a horrible start on those hard tyres. He's now up to 5th place, and he's starting to see the benefits of those hard compound tyres. Alex picking up a 3 second then. And we've got penalties already in this race. Lap 5 of 27.
Yeah, we've got a double McLaren with an Alpine filling to their sandwich. We've got the new livery, the dark livery, and actually behind it we've got the white livery, the Triple Crown livery following the Alpine. So it's nice to see the difference in designs here. But like you said, yeah, he's going straight after Chris. He's waiting no time after getting past Gagley, and we'll probably see him move probably down into Parabolica in this race.
The Aston Martin of AFC Wapol gets ahead of Nathan Clark before they get to Ascari. Great job there from the Aston Martin driver. Gets himself up to top 10, but don't take anything away from Nathan Clark. Started 20th, and he's up into 11th place. What's happened to I See You? I See You, I See You is out of this race, ladies and gentlemen. He's out. I See You is retired on the track. And he's got it. I don't know if there was contact there, but he's had enough. And once again, we've got drivers retiring on the track. We've got to tell these guys not to do this.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Andre has taken the lead.
Oh, he has. Nathan Clark has left the session.
He's retired in the pits.
He's out. Interesting. He was doing really well. I wonder what happened there.
Yeah, maybe it was connection, or maybe it was. I wonder if he hadn't realised his force feedback settings had been reset.
Yeah, he went off. Yeah, because he was late. So yeah, he wouldn't have been enjoying it out there for sure. But I've got to say, getting into the top 10 wasn't a bad shout for him.
No, great drive, especially if it was something to do with his force feedback settings. To get out to top 10 before having a major issue, that's a really great drive from him there.
We've got a bit of a trio battle going here. The two McLarens against F1 Lewis. Gagley in the Alpine. Will we see some team orders here? And I very much doubt it at this stage of the race. It's racing for these lot. And I think Gagley's going to be a bit of a silly duck here because he's not in that DRS zone from the car in front. And he could get overtaken by not one, but two speedy McLarens.
Well, this time last lap,
there's one, Gagley. There's two, and I tell you what, Expo's fancying his teammate under braking here. Oh my days, he's going for it. And they don't want to take each other out. They're still side by side, and they're fighting it. And by that, they've let the Alpine come flying through again. Oh, there was no team orders there, but great racing from all three of them.
Yeah, both McLarens getting so involved with each other. They didn't see Gagley coming around the outside.
Absolute fantastic. And they're going to have to rethink that one again because now the Alpine is back in front.
Well, this is where team orders surely have to come into play. They've just got to get past that first couple of corners, and then they can start to fight again.
So Carlson then back in the lead of this race, Flatbus in P2. Andre must have had a bit of an incident, or maybe under the DRS. There's so many chops and changes here with the DRS being so powerful on that straight. You just don't know what's going to happen, but these guys are so close together. Look at this. We've got a train of 5 here for the lead of this race.
How often do you see that in F1 esports? The train of 5 people, all probably within a second of each other here. And this DRS is going to be so powerful down the home straight. I feel bad for Carlson, who's going to be a sitting duck.
I think this time round, it's Carlson's time to be hung out to dry. Here we go then, another lap. And Flatbus in the Alfa Romeo could take the lead here for the first time of this race. Under braking he goes, and they both make it through, but it was a job well done there for Flatbus.
Yeah, great overtake. Dive down the inside under braking and just got the move done really calmly, and that actually will pay off for him in the end.
And these 5 are really working together at the minute and pulling away from the rest of the field. 2.7 seconds in 6th place is F1 Lewis. He is the next one down there with a little bit of a train of 3, which is Gagli and Expo. But yeah, these 5 are working together quite nicely to really push on here.
Yeah, really great driving so far, and Chris, I mean, he can just hold on to the back of this DRS. Look at Sam, save their DRS. Yes, their tyres will suffer a little bit, but if they can recharge that battery and use that for a good couple of press laps at the end of the tyre stint, that'll be really beneficial to them.
Let's have a look at our reserve driver, Faddy, then. He goes to take the Aston Martin of AFC Wapple through Ascari, and he gets that job done. The reserve driver doing a great job out there.
I say, well, both reserve drivers are really doing well out here, really proving that they deserve a seat in this championship.
Indeed, Aston Martin in the 60, looking to get that move done. And I think once again it's going to be position swap on the straight. Flatbus then is getting overtaken by not 1 but 2. Andre under braking goes for it as well. Ooh, I tell you what, it's getting closer and closer out there. It feels like it's a matter of time before one of these makes a mistake.
Well, I think if one of them makes a mistake, it's going to impact all 5 of them. So they've got to be really careful and just play it safe. There's a lot of laps left in this race.
There is indeed, but they're battling like there's 2 laps left. They're really going for it. Love to see.
I wonder if we'll see an incident like we saw in Singapore only last night, where George Russell just hit the barrier fighting too hard on that last lap and did end up in the wall and threw away a podium.
Let's talk about something else. We don't like British drivers driving in the wall, do we?
To be fair, I chuckled.
Flatbus then getting ahead of Andre once again in the DRS zone. It is an overtaking point here, but normally people do like to stay behind for that bigger one there on the pit straight. But Flatbus, he's wanting the double overtake. He wants to get back in the lead here, doesn't he?
I think Sam's going to go for a move as well without the DRS.
Yes, Sam. Sam's very racy. I tell you what, I don't know what's happened to Sam, but since he said in the stream that he was going to really try for the second half of the season, he's done an incredible job, hasn't he?
Sam has had his Weetabix this morning, and he is up to P3.
Great job from Sam then, up into P3, but DRS open for all of these. And I tell you what, could it be 3 abreast into turn 1? No, someone does back out. And once again, these guys are showing their A-class in driving skill here.
Yeah, Andre, I think got a little bit wobbly there. He finds himself back into P5. He got a little bit wobbly out of turn 2, and he'll be lucky to hold on to the DRS here.
Yeah, that squabble there has let the top 2 slightly get out of the DRS zone. So Sam really needs to push on here and get back into that critical gap. But of course, let's talk about the tyre strategy right now. You've got Carlson on 9-lap-old hards, TT Chris gone on the hards as well, Flatbus and Sam on the mediums.
Well, Carlson and Chris know they can go a little bit longer here. They can be a little bit more reserved with their strategy. But the guys on the mediums, time will be of the essence. Probably in the next couple of laps we'll see them come into pit. So they've got to make a move, get done fairly soon, or attempt an undercut on one of their fellow medium runners.
I mean, yeah, lap 10 then of 27, 17 laps left remaining. I suppose the pit window could be anywhere from now onwards. The hard compound tyre will last. The undercut, not so strong around here, what do you think?
I think the undercut's been strong on this game, full stop. I don't know whether the patch this afternoon has has adjusted that at all. We're yet to find out. Obviously, we'll have some data after the next couple of league races. But as a general rule
Fatty's
of
gone
thumb,
round. As we big Fatty up, the reserve driver coming in, he's gone round and he's now down in 12th place, but he stays out, so he mustn't have got any damage. You see Sam and Andre swapping places. Sam down in 5th place. Chris back up to 3rd place after a terrible start. He's now starting to get back on it with those hard compound tyres, but he's got a job to do here. 1.87 seconds off P2.
yeah, his issue now is the time. It's that 1.6 gap. It is falling, but he's got to get back within that DRS zone as soon as possible. Otherwise, the cars and the slap bars could work together here and literally Foxtrot Oscar into the distance.
Let's have a look at Ryan Chiff. Z92 on the back of last year's champion. Not enjoying it out there at the minute, and it looks like Ryan Chiff, Z92, will get that move done up into P9. And I think Wolfhoff, Segedal AK Wolfhoff, is getting a lesson here on what the Tuatara Championship was like in Season 2.
I think he's definitely not remembering how tight the championship was. He did really well last time, but this time it's coming back, all flooding back with memories for him.
You've got to say, the way that this is formed, the form, it really does bring out the best in all drivers and makes it the closest championship.
What is quite ironic, he won his championship in Monza last time around, final race of the season.
TK coming in with the facts from last year, eh? That squishy thing in between your eyes, full of all sorts.
It's almost as if I commentated on last season.
Isn't that weird? F1 Alex then making a move around the outside of turn 2 and gets him up into 12th place. F1 Alex then got his first points last week, and he's only 2 play positions off, getting some more again.
Yeah, he's well on his way to getting some points here. Like we said, I think he's just got to keep it consistent. He was only a few places off last time around, and the more he keeps going, the more he's in for a shot at getting some points.
He is indeed. And kudos for the livery as well. The El Ferrari. Yellow flags. Does it look, we've gone green again.
Sector
Def
1.
Peacock, getting a 3 second for track limits. That could be crucial towards the end of this race. The top 4 though, the only one there is Andre. And once again, Slapbus, Carlson swapping places, but the more they battle, they could bring not 1, not 2, but 6 drivers back into play if these guys keep battling like this. You can see the train, you can see a Alpine starting to catch this group as well. Gagley, out of nowhere, has got his head down, and look, ladies and gentlemen, we have a safety car. Lap 13 here. That's going to be fantastic for the medium runners. Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, this is also fantastic with the hard runners. The mediums will last till the end of this race now.
They will, so both tyres will last to the end. What an amazing time for a safety car to come out, but what brought it out, TK?
I have a feeling it was Def Peacock. He's the only driver to retire or crash out. I didn't catch where.
Well, no matter what, it's safety car lap 13 here in round 6 of this Tuatara Championship, and I believe we're going to see every single driver come in the pits here.
Oh, almost certainly.
F1 Alex picking up a 3 second in the safety car rules. That was a bit of a rookie error from him.
Yeah, I don't know why you're managing to pick up penalties on safety car. It's not the one that you want to be doing. You know, you're given this opportunity to basically have a free run at most things.
I think every single driver here is going to be coming into the pits, and we've got a safety car restart. TK. This is where it starts getting bullshit. You know, there's going to be 12 laps left of the race.
Probably 12 laps, maybe 11, depending on how bunched up this field becomes in that first lap.
And that's where the moves are going to start coming. Remember, the medium compound tyres will be excellent at the start, but they'll be a bit poor at the end. That will come back into play. Who's Who's on the right strategy here? Would you prefer to be on the mediums right now, or would you prefer to be on the hards, knowing that you're going to be stronger at the end?
I prefer to start the hards by far. You know, you take that risk being slower at the start, but you now have that lower fuel load, you've got the faster tyre, and you've actually got an advantage where you can hold position a lot better here.
But with that being said, the DRS is so strong, if you manage to stick with them now, if you're on the hard compound tyre now, if you manage to stick with those medium guys, you're going to be on the better tyre towards the last couple of laps, but you're also going to have the DRS zone as well. So, I don't know. I
think you've got to make it work. So basically, the sector you've got to make it work is from turn 1 round to the second Lesmo.
Yeah.
Second Lesmo. You know, you've got effectively 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corners to pull a second gap. I don't know if you can do that. It all depends on, you know, how fast you think you are and how confident you are going through those 5 turns. But you've got 5 turns to pull a second gap, maybe a few more, because obviously you've got the Della Rossia chicane, which I missed out. But, you know, you've got that much of track to pull a second.
But as we've seen time and time again, Carlson does a great job on those hard tyres, sticking with the mediums.
Yeah, he seems to do it every week without fail, and we know just how quick he can be on the mediums as well, so we'll see what happens when the safety car does go in. It'll probably go around another lap here, and then we will be in starting lap 16 for the safety car restart. So yeah, 12 laps of racing remaining.
So that's what we're looking like then. Carlson in a great position on those medium tyres, along with TG Chris, Slackbus on the hards, and Sam, F1 Lewis, Garkley and Andre on those hard compound tyre. But have a look, if you think those mediums are going to be great all the way to the end, Ryan Chiv and AFC Waffle could have the advantage here and get some extra points in this race.
Yeah, it's all still to play for, especially kind of like 6th to 10th. This is where the safety cars really come into the zone for them.
Mansu, on the soft compound tyre, taking a gamble here.
I'll tell you what, it could probably last 10 laps if he's confident that safety car is going to be another lap, which it did take. Maybe we'll see another lap indeed. It could last with the safety car laps here. It'll be close, but it could happen.
Definitely can. You've got to give a shout out to the drivers as well, because of course there is a little bit of difference when you race my team cars. So well done to everyone adapting their racing style for these cars. Dev Peacock there in the chat saying the car felt weird for him out there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think it's just the difference. There's no aero packages necessarily in the My Team cars, so that might be what's coming into play here.
It's the aero package. It's the aero package. There we go then. Race control. We are in this lap. So Carlson then, he's done it before. He's taken this group from the front before. What is he going to do? It's a big difference when you've got to take the group here down one of the longest straights on the calendar.
Yeah, it's a really, really tough one, especially if you want to put the power down as you go through Parabolica as well, so you've got to be so careful with that one.
Here we go then. When is he going to go? He goes early, and I tell you what, Slapbus is right with him on the hard compound tyre, not messing about at all, and follows him straight through. In the slipstream he goes. If he can get ahead before turn 1, but he's got to be careful. He's on those hard compound tyres. He's going to take a few laps to get going. He pulls to the inside, but he's going to have to back out of that, and let's see how this goes through all these cars going through turn 1 and 2, and it looks pretty sweet through so far, doesn't it? And once again, the Tuatara Championship proving the quality there.
Yeah, really great driving heading into turn 1. Slapbus has actually lost out on a position as Chris gets past him as they head down into sector 2 here.
I tell you what, Carlson's pulled a 1.2 second gap, which is absolute crucial right now. Can he pull away on those medium tyres?
I don't know, it's all down to the next few corners as they come around to start the next lap. This is when the tyres really have to get fired up, and they've just got to almost tiptoe around the circuit a little bit here.
Then lap 16 of 27. Carlson, our championship leader, is in the lead as it stands, and crucially out of that DRS zone. No DRS again for 2 laps.
No, they've just got to play the game carefully here. Just get across the line, especially on this this warm-up lap, so to speak. And then, yeah, they can move on from there.
Oyster making a move on F1 Alex, gets ahead of him as they go through to complete another lap, and it's all very close at the minute. F1 Alex then gets done by Mansu. Mansu on those soft compound tyres is really taking advantage at the minute as they come through turn 1 and 2. And look at these drivers showing their class on why they're in this championship. Great driving from all, I've got to say.
Yeah, really great driving from everybody, and it just shows that, you know, there's been no instance on the safety car restart, especially around Monza where it's so tight.
Tell you what though, Chris is doing a good job at trying to get into that DRS zone of Carlson. And Slapbus in the hard compound tyres following through there. We've got yellow flags there in sector 3. Or is it sector 2 we've got, I'm sorry. And it is Ice Break Nick that's gone round. He's got the car going again. There was some contact there, very close racing at the back of the field here, including F1 Alex going through Ascari with the Alfa Romeo and about 7 other cars, and they all make it through, and they're all jostling for position, and it's 3 wide as we enter the last turn. And they all go through single file and think better of it. The DRS really does sort the drivers out here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really balances everybody on this occasion. Like, they've just managed to get through really well.
Let's go back up to the front of the race, and Carson's still out of that DRS zone at the minute, doing an incredible job out in front. As we see Jay Field and F1 Lewis swapping places as well.
We'll see Slapbus trying to regain P2 here. He's got the pace to get back on that top middle step of the podium.
But he's also on the hard compound tyre, and I don't know if you've noticed, but they're flashing red already. A lot of these drivers using a lot of DRS on this track.
Yeah, a lot of drivers just almost using that ERS up very quickly indeed. So we'll see what happens later on in this race. They'll have to try and conserve some of this. You know, there's still 9 laps left of racing here.
There is indeed. Now Sam currently in 4th place, but he is out of the DRS zone of Slapbus, which could mean he's going to be vulnerable to the Alpine of Gagli. Down the straight we go. And we've got yellow flags again, and it looks like a Ferrari's gone round. It's Fatty. It's Fatty's gone round. And he was doing an incredible job, but we'll keep riding on board with Gagli as he pulls to the inside here, and it looks like he's going to get that move done before the braking zone. And look how close they get to that diffuser. Holy moly, great racing.
Oh yeah, really close, pushing people through there, and I have no idea how they managed to get through there either.
F1 Alex swapping places again with Jay Field. F1 Alex is so close to getting some more points here. Just 3 positions off, but he's only a second and a half off. The grid is so close at the minute.
Everyone almost pushing each other through at the moment.
Carlson 2 seconds ahead now, and really has pulled off. But Sam then holding on to Gagli. And is he going to make a move before Ascari? He's smart not to, and he does back off there. And I think he can sniff a move back down the straight.
Yeah, good patience there. You just got to wait your time sometimes like this, and it'll pay off eventually.
Lap 19 of 27. And it looks like Sam is going to see a very textbook move here. And there's no defence for it, is there? There really isn't.
No, not at all.
Edwin then, Andre. Woo! As he slides through turn 1 and 2 with great car control. It's brilliant to see, isn't it?
I don't know how he managed to get through there without losing the part of the car, but he has, and he's now on the charge for Mansu.
And there's a bit of a group forming here for some really decent points.
Yeah, the ERS battle's almost backed off a little bit here. These guys are going to start forming up a little bit more, relying ever so more on that ERS as well.
The problem you've got here is you've got Slapbus, you know, fighting for second place, but then you've got fourth place of Sam, who's 3 seconds adrift of that. I think it's a little bit late for him unless it's an incident, but he's got a battle ahead of him here now because from fourth all the way down to eighth, it's anyone's game, isn't it?
Yeah, there's so much at play at the moment, and Sam's just got to be Sam's got to be careful as well. Gagley's right on his diffuser, and he'll be a little bit vulnerable because he's a good 3 seconds off our
Edwin going for the move round the last bend. He's going to get the DRS as well, so there's 2 DRSs. They go. Mansu right on the rear diffuser. We've got Gagley swapping places with Sam once again. And they all make it through turn 1 and 2 again. Ooh, yeah, a little bit of a slap out there from Edwin, which has compromised his exit. And that's allowed Mansu to attack. And I think he's going to get that move done again. Up into 6th place then, Mansu.
Yeah, really great drive from Mansu. Got the position done on Edwin. And actually, will now start to charge towards Sam. Sam's got to get that position back on Gagley.
He does. Sam's got to get that position back on Gagley. I think these two are going to be swapping places, and it's going to be about timing and ERS when it comes to the final few laps of this race. Sam, once again, backing off before they go through Ascari, and it's going to be, I believe, the same thing. A bit of deja vu going on right now.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be almost like this, probably the next few laps as well.
Now then, let's ride on board with Slapbus. He's on the hard compound tyre. Those tyres are going to come into their own now. He's going to maybe make a move here for P2.
Senegal's had a spin out of Ascari.
He's not. He's staying behind him. Slapbus really playing a mind game here. He's been listening to Carlos Sainz, I feel. I know what he's doing. He's saving his ERS. He's happy. He knows that P1 is out of reach. I believe he's just hanging on, saving that ERS, and waiting for the last few races. But I tell you what, they're really backing Carlson, aren't they?
Yeah, they're using that DRS to hopefully try and push back to Carlson. What they should be doing is effectively overtaking each other, using the DRS like a slipstream between the two of them, but it doesn't look like they want to work together at the moment.
No, not at all. But like I said, they're in it for themselves. And Carlson currently 1.6, but it is coming down ever so slightly. Chris, the Welshman, doing a great job of bringing that time down. Slapbus on the hard tyre, staying with them. Sam then, 4 seconds adrift of these lot. You can just about see them in the distance, but he's got a train behind him. He's got to be very careful though.
Yeah, just got to be really careful. Time is slowly running out for some of these drivers. 5 laps left of this race. And coming down towards the final moments.
Here we go then. Away we go again. Mansu then gets ahead of both of them, and this has really spiced things up. Now Mansu has got in to play with these lot. Sam down in 6th place then, loses 2 positions, and Gagley just about holds on to 4th place. And like we said, it's anyone's game here, and now they're starting to pounce.
Yeah, everything could change in these next few laps. They've just got to keep it cool, calm and consistent. They're the 3 C's you've got to keep on in your mind.
Lap 23 of 27, and you couldn't get any closer racing in this championship. This is fantastic to see. And the gap now is at 1.7 seconds. It must be horrible for Chris to just see the leader, but not quite get enough into that slipstream. It must be horrible out there.
Yeah, he knows he's almost so close to get that position done. He's just out of reach at the moment, and time is not on his side.
Segadal then, with his first race back into the Tuatara Championship. We'll say it again, he was last season's champion, and I think he has definitely learnt a lesson here on what the Tuatara Championship Season 2 is all about. It's a different ball game this season, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Full of chat tonight, TKers. Let's go on Oyster then. Oyster, 9th place. He's got F1 Lewis for company, and I think F1 Lewis is going to go, but we've got to go back onto this battle here as we go into the turn 1-2 once again. Mansu comes out on top and is starting to get a bit of bullshit out there with only a few laps left to go. There's so many points at stake and it's anyone's game. Look at this go. This is brilliant.
This is almost too close to comfort for some of the team principals out there. They've only got a few laps of racing and look how close this is for the podium positions here.
It is, and now Sam has got himself back to the 5th place. Gagli behind him has secured a very good position here as Sam, with only 3 laps left to go, Gagli seems to be struggling a little bit. A slight little gap there from what we're used to from the past 10 laps. And he could be under pressure by Expo. Expo could really cause a bit of a problem here for Gagli. Gagli losing a bit of DRS to catch back up onto the back of his pack. Sam, mature drive from Sam tonight once again, but there's still time left in this race. F1 Lewis picking up a 3 second for track limits, and we go round again for another session of deja vu.
Expo managing to get those gang going to be inside the parabolica there, but we're not even vulnerable to the DRS as they head down into turn 1 and 2.
JB then on the last few laps of this race, JB coming in with a raid of 21, and he couldn't come in at a better time here in the Tuatara Championship, round 6, and what a drive there from Expo, getting the move done on turn 1 and 2. And my gosh, with no contact whatsoever, this is fantastic. Sam still holding on to P4 though.
I don't know how Sam's holding on to P4 here at all. He's so vulnerable with the DRS. Expo's on such a charge at the moment. I reckon P4 will be his in a couple of laps' time.
Saying that, Expo does get a little bit of a wobble slapper there, which just gives Sam a little bit of breathing space, enough just to gather himself. With 2 laps left to go, the field is starting to spread out. The gap from the lead is 1.5 seconds. They've managed to get 2 tenths off him, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough. Will Carlson be able to hold on for this race? Mansu swapping places with Gagli, going side by side through Ascari. This is great stuff.
We were talking about Carlson earlier, and Chris and Slamos have to work together here. They've got to use that DRS to try and slingshot each other forward if they want any chance of winning this race. Looking back as well though, Sam's in a good position. If he can hold off the ERS, holds and saves some ERS on a couple of laps, he'll be able to defend quite well here.
Slapbus then has had enough of being behind TVG Chris. He's on the hard compound tyre. The gap now to the lead is 1.1 seconds. Has he been patient? Has he done this at the right time? On the penultimate lap here now. Can he get in that DRS zone and chase down Carlson? We'll keep an eye on that as Sam still stays ahead of Expo. This is incredible here on the penultimate lap. You've got to fight for first. You've got to fight for 4th place out of 5 cars. This is absolutely unbelievable racing here in the Tuatara Championship. You don't get any better than this.
Expo actually got the move done on the home straight. Sam then came in with a late braking into turn 1 to re-hold 4th place. Going back to our leaders though, Slamos and Chris both have their rear lights flashing. Neither of them have any DRS left.
And I tell you what, Slapbus must have a bit of a wobbly last final sector, middle sector there, because the gap now is gone to 1.7 seconds as we now go on to the last lap of this race. TG Chris, they're playing the DRS pedal here. It's very sneaky from that, but he couldn't get away with it. The last lap here, I tell you what, Chris gets a little wobble again, and that could save Slapbus for P2. But Sam is in P4 here, and he could be a sitting duck. The last lap, ladies and gentlemen. What an incredible race this has been.
Tell you what, Chris tried to play the game. It might not actually pay off for him here. Slap must have managed to get such a gap that I don't think DRS is going to be able to save Chris here to be able to get up into P2.
It won't be enough, but I know Expo then gets ahead of Sam. Sam unfortunately was hung out to dry there on the DRS zone, but he has got 1 lap and 1 chance here to get back into 4th place. Carlson now 2.8 seconds ahead. A masterclass drive from him, and it looks like if he gets this right, he secured another race win here in the Tuatara Championship.
Yeah, he's about 3 seconds clear of anybody. He's clear of DRS. He's clear of even a penalty here for corner cutting. Carlson's done an excellent drive. Started on the hard tyres, switched to the mediums under that safety car, and has just pulled away when necessary.
Oh, what's happened here? Chris has got back ahead in the DRS zone of Slapbus, and Chris could steal P2 here. This is absolute scenes. Through Ascari they go, and it's the last time they go through here. Carlson then, what an absolute drive. He couldn't put it on pole, but he's going to take the race win here at Monza. Fantastic. Chris, can he hold on? Yes, he does. Slapbus in third. Sam gets back ahead of Expo, and it's Sam gets fourth place. Whoa, what a race. Sam gets it to the line from Expo. What a race this was. Gagley takes P6, Mansu 7th, Andre in 8th, Wapple, great drive from him in 9th, and Ryan Chiv, Z92, rounds off that top 10. What a race, TK.
I'll tell you what, I have no idea how Sam has defended from Expo. We've seen how ruthless he can be in attacking, especially over the last couple of weeks. He's been unparalleled when it's come to attacking other drivers, and Sam has just played that so cool, calm and collected. Held on to P4. It's not a podium, but that's some fantastic points from the Mercedes driver.
He's got to be very, very impressed with that. From a guy that's done four races with no points whatsoever, he came into the race 5 and said to us in the chat he was going to really try for the second half of the season, and he gets a P2 last week, a P4 this week. He's really starting to get himself back on form, isn't he?
I'll tell you what, if he just started like the season like this, he'd be in one of the top spots. This might not be his season, but I'll tell you what, watch out for him season 3. I reckon there'll be good things in store for this man.
Okay, they are your podium sitters, but don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will have the podium sitters in the podium interviews shortly, and I'll join you there, TK.
Yep.
Don't forget to tag them, though. Ladies and gentlemen, my gosh, that was one hell of a race, guys. One hell of a race. Did you enjoy that, chat? Did you enjoy that? Thank you very much, JB, for the raid of 21. Thank you very much. You came in at the most fantastic time of that race. Stuart coming in with a follow as well. Thank you very much. We're just going to wait and see the drivers there. Can you just take a photo of the takings there? Carlson then not only getting P1, gets maximum points with the fastest lap of the race with a 1:20.5. Only... one safety car, wasn't it? One safety car in this race. Was it? Yep. One? Yeah, one safety car, and it came out at the time where the softs and the mediums and the hards could make it to the end. Mansu, though, pitting on those soft compound tyres at the end, if you remember, gets himself in the points on those softs. So that was a great strategy call from him, considering he was at the back of the grid. So great drive for him. What a time to raid. Amazing end. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was brilliant. Absolute fantastic time to raid. Brilliant. I appreciate it. Have we got anyone in yet, TK?
We do. We have Carlson and Chris in.
Well, we'll go with Chris. TGG Chris, congratulations on the P2. That battle there with Slapbus was incredible. How do you feel about that race, buddy?
Well, let's not talk about the start because it was very difficult. P1 to P6 in one sector is like, I didn't really expect that on my POV. But I think just the hards were just really bad from the start of the race. So I just sat behind the DRS, just hoped and just attacked at the right time. And then the safety car came out, then got the mediums and tried to attack Slappers as quickly as I could because, you know, half the Carlson's way pretty much over because Slappers is going to be in a DRS of me and now going to fight for second. And I tried to fight for that P1, but it was very difficult because Carlson had a really good pace well on the mediums.
He did. For a minute there, it looked like you and Slapbus were going to start working together and you could see that gap coming down, but it just wasn't coming down enough. And I think, TK, you had something to say about that, didn't you, in the way that they could have worked together?
Yeah, I think, you know, if those two had thought ahead and maybe put rivalry aside a little bit, if you'd used that DRS to almost slipstream each other forward, it probably could have worked forward a little bit more. But, hey, it comes down to kind of battling at the end of the day and fair play for the points that you did get.
Yeah, and to be fair, Chris, as well, like you said, the start of that race, losing 6 positions off the start, when you're in the mud like that at Monza, to go through turn 1 and 2, you know, and all drivers get through with no incidents whatsoever, and just get your head down, keep your head. You did a great job on that, buddy.
Yeah, thanks. It was very difficult with the DRS, but yeah, GG's to Carlson, great win, and also Sappers GG's as well. It was a very, very exciting race. Also, that pole position I'm really happy with. Even though I was like a tenth down in the first sector, but I managed to improve. But I'm really happy with the race. I know it could have gone better, especially if I didn't get that start. It could have been different, but P2, that's the best thing. I think I'm usually up a bit in the standings, but bit of a good comeback from me after missing the 2 races, but great start from me from Monza.
You should be definitely impressed with that race, mate. Definitely. Carlson's as he's proven time and time again, he is he's the man to beat at the minute. And you know, you keep pushing like that, you know, you two are going to be swapping places throughout this the rest of the season. But let's move on then to Slapbus. What's your take on that race and your battle there with the Welshman, Chris?
Yeah, the start was really, really good for me. I think I gained like 3 or 4 positions, but quali pace was really bad. Obviously started 8th, I think, so that wasn't good. But made up for it at the start, and then had a good first stint until the safety car came out, which I thought helped me a lot because that was the lap I was going to pit anyway.
Yeah.
And then from the rest, I was just staying behind Chris, saving the RS. I didn't think I had the pace to challenge Carlson at the end, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a great strategy. We could see it there in the comms box, couldn't we, TK? But for a minute, we almost thought you two were going to catch. I think in the last couple of laps there, it got to 1.1 seconds, and then it was like all of a sudden, Carlson was like, "Ha, joke's on you! I saved 100% ARS because it just all of a sudden went to 3 seconds again." But
I made a mistake in Lesmo too, so it went from like 1.1 to like 1.5, and then he was just gone, and then I was just trying to defend from Chris.
Well, I've got to say, you and Chris battled so clean, and it was just great to watch, wasn't it, TK? What have you got anything to say to Slapbus?
Just really well done, really well held on to P2 there, or to the podium, and just do it again next week.
Cheers.
Have you started? My question is there now a new rivalry between you and Chris?
It looks like it, yeah. So he got one up on me today, so next week I'll get him back.
There you go, Chris. That's your rivalry sorted there. And then you two had a great drive with each other there. It was really good to see. Put on a show for us. And congratulations, both of you two, for the podium there. But let's move on to, once again, the race winner, the championship leader.
The Tuatara Kimi Räikkönen.
The Tuatara Kimi Räikkönen. It's Carlson. How is it? How do you feel? Come on, give us some more words.
It was great. The quality pace wasn't really ideal, but starting from P3, it wasn't that bad. I just managed the race, stay behind, switch DRS with the Slappers and the first stint.
I mean, the first stint.
And when the safety car came out, I just went for it.
Yeah.
Tried to pull a gap and it worked.
I think the safety car really did spice it up, but like we were saying in the comms spot, the safety car came out at the exact time for both tyres, really, wasn't it? From the mediums and the hard. So it kind of cancelled out tyre strategy, but it made sure for good racing for the last 12 laps as well. But we were a little bit worried at the first stint of that race. Of course, you know, wasn't your best qualifying session, and you know that first stint of the race there was a lot of swapping going on, and there was a very close racing going on as well. Great respect from everyone to be so close to each other and not take each other out of the front. But were you ever worried at any point of that race?
I mean, worried. I knew there was a lot of laps left, so I just kept switching positions. I wanted to be ideally P2 or P1 at all times, but the DRS is just too powerful. Sometimes I couldn't keep that gap. But it was good.
Absolute fantastic race, Carlson. Once again, an absolute masterclass. TK, have you got anything to add?
No, just keep doing what you're doing. You're showing how dominant you are at the moment.
Can anyone catch it? It's
we'll
very
see.
close out there, isn't it, Carlson?
It's close.
Do you feel like you're dominating more than what you are at the minute, or do you think it could be still anyone's game in respect to how close this championship is?
I mean, I don't know really, but I know Chris has missed 2 races, so he would be up here if he wouldn't have missed those for sure.
That's
but
a good shout. That is a good shout. The
I'm gonna
speedy
miss.
motion.
I'm gonna miss Monaco for sure. I won't be doing that.
Well, there you go, Chris.
I did once this game. Not happening again.
Monaco is quite good on this game, I've heard.
I love Monaco in this game.
Monaco's
Oh, it's
so much
absolutely horrendous.
better. Well, I take it that's why you're, trying to get a buffer now, then, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. They are your podium sitters for round 6 of the Tuatara Championship. What a thrilling race it's been. You've been joined here by Paddy Pat and TK in the comms box. I hope you have enjoyed the racing as much as we did. But it's time to sign off. Thank you very much for watching, all of you. TK, say your goodbyes.
Au revoir.
Goodbye, God bless. Smooth operator. Smooth operation.
Later.
See you later, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.